and welcome to the channel. It is time for another unboxing, and this time it is kind of special in the way that it is a real unboxing, something that just arrived today. And I have never laid eyes on this kit yet at all in person. I have seen the review by Andy's Hobby Headquarters, and he not only reviewed this kit, but he also built it, and it turned out really good, and he highly recommend it. And it's a topic that I'm really kind of into. I really like helicopters. It's a helicopter. And well, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's just get our famous Amazon box. Now this kit I could not find this kit in stock anywhere locally at all. I looked, and unfortunately no one had one in stock, so I looked on Amazon and they did have it in stock. And let's see what we get into here. Get this out of the box here, and let me get this out of the way. It's a good Christmas box. Christmas is coming up pretty soon. And here we go. Now let's see, what's the best way to cut this puppy open? Oh, this is rather nice, isn't it? Let's see. Okay, I think I'll take this. There we go. Let's just run that right down there, shall we? That should get us in. And is this the top? It looks like it is. And drum roll, please. And here we go. Oh, look, we have some doodads in here. We have some foaming cleanser and some Rin hair cure. Good Lord, this was inside the bag. Well, look at that. You get some free hair products. The hair care. Definitely so relieved to get the hair care, so I can use the foaming cleanser on my scalp and the hair care for the 6 or 7 hairs that I have. Very funny. Okay, here we go. This is a look at the Academy 1/35th scale USMC AH-1Z VIPER shark mouth. What a beautiful airframe. Wow, eh? Yes, and in 1/35th scale, we can put it with some of our 1/35th scale figures and vehicles, and that was what I was really stoked about. Now, in my considerable stash, I'm ashamed to say, but kind of proud at the same time, excuse me, in my stash, I do have 4 other 1/35th scale helicopters, all of which are pretty intimidating. Yeah. I bought them, downrange, knowing that I would be building over the next, foreseeable future, and that at some point in time I would want to, or would be able to be up to the challenge of some of these kits. So when I saw this one, comparatively to the other ones that I have, this one seemed like it was maybe a little bit straightforward, although it is a very comprehensive model. Definitely not a beginner's model, that's for sure. Intermediate, we'll see. We're going to really do our darndest to really do the best. Well, obviously, we try to do the best job every time, but we're really going to try to really go, kind of go to the nth degree when we do build this one. So let's just kind of suck it up. Let's soak it in. Here's some pictures of the finished kit. Gorgeous. I mean, look at some of the detail that were provided, and of course it has our wonderful shark mouth, unlike Flory Phil over at Flory Models. I'm a sucker for anything with shark teeth on it, that's for sure. And the other side is just the paint index here for our paint callouts, so that's nice. Kind of gives us our Umbro, Creo, I guess, Life Color, Testers, Revell, Vallejo, and AK Interactive. You know me, I deal mostly in Tamiya. I do have some other color ranges, few, like, sporadically different colors, but we'll have no problem putting this together because it is in that gray, that sort of gray color, right? So Yes. Well, let's get into the box, shall we? And we are greeted with a filled to the brim box. You can see that that is full. We have our packing check with part list before unsealing, and let's yes, we can see what we've got here for bags. So we have our clear parts that are individually bagged for sure, and we've got some beautiful parts here. It looks nice, eh? We've got our ribbed, well, we'll get into them when we open the bags, but we've got our clear parts. They're looking really nice. Ooh, this is a really cool color, eh, of the plastic. Neato. It's an unusual color. I don't think I've really, outside of a band like the Bandai Gunpla colors, I don't think I've ever seen this color before. So yeah, cool. So we have lots of surface detail to look at here. So we have 2 sprues in this bag. We've got our internals, it looks like a lot of. We have 1 sprue in this bag, which looks like our tail section and our intakes for our engines. And then when here we have our blades. We have our blades and our missile pods. And wow, eh? Look at this. This is gonna be awesome. Wow. Okay, well, this will be the last kit that I'll be building this year for sure. This being November in 2025. So I've got a couple months left, and I think that gives me enough time to wrap up the little project I'm on and fold right into this one. So yeah, very, very, very cool. So we have some photo etch. It looks like we have some masking. We have some beautiful decals here. We have some more just instructive stuff here for the modeler, and we have some paperwork here. Let's just pull this out and get these set in the sprue or in the box here. Set this to the side, and we'll get out our instructions, and we'll take a look at what we are up against here. So let's make it fun. Let's get into this color one first. I guess that's a decal call out. Maybe we'll get to that last then before we get into the decals. Let's take a look at our instructions. So let's just see. Now, is this my first Academy kit? I think this is my first experience with Academy. I don't think I've built an Academy kit yet, so this is kind of neat, kind of cool. So I'm not sure that I'm really familiar with their type of instructions, but we'll definitely take a look here. So let's see, where we start is obviously, I guess, with everything aircraft wise, with the cockpit. And we've got our displays. We've got our, I guess, our color callouts as we go along. We've got, looks like it'll be our seat belts, probably that are photo etched, I would imagine. Do we have seat belts? We must. I see some going in there. Well, I don't, do I? Maybe we'll have to make some seat belts. Okay, well, so we've got our panels going together to make our cockpit tub, and then we can see we're laying that in the clamshell side. Here's our clear piece for the pod, sight pod. So there'll be definitely some liquid masking and there'll be definitely some liquid masking and some masking required in here. But there is a masking set, so yeah, we might be covered there. Yep. So we have all our parts going together for that front part, and then here it looks like this goes right into the nose section, and then this is all, we have to paint this before we put in our cockpit. And okay, so moving on, yep, we've got our fans. We'll sit inside where our intakes are going to go. These are our shrouds, I guess you would call them. There's our cockpit going in. Now that we have everything in place, I guess there's our landing skids going in underneath on the bottom. And then we're going into some more panels here on the body. So we've got these panels here on the sides. And then we have our nozzles, I guess, for our engines, for our exhausts. And then we start putting together our rear rotor assembly here with the tail. So that gets us into the tail there with the stabilizer things. Here we have our clear pieces laying us out where to trim them and stuff. And we have our masking directions, I guess, for our cockpit panels and our glass going in. There's our front gun. And wow, okay, so then we have our open cockpit, which we're definitely going to do because this thing's going to be sitting with some figures and stuff around it and that. I do have cockpit figures that we can get out that I've ordered. Again, they didn't come with instructions, but we'll figure them out easy enough because they're just arms and legs. So that gets our glass together, gets that in, and then here we're putting our tail rotor blades. Let's see, we've got our housing here, the frame, whatever, the mount for the tail rotor blades, and then the blades going together. And back section, we have these little pieces that'll be tying those each together. And then we have our rotors can go on once we're done all of our paint work and everything, and our deco work and everything, obviously. And then looks like that's going to plunk in. So it looks like it's nice. It looks like you'll be able to like have that fit right into the finished model. So for transport, or if you ever want to do anything, you can just kind of pop that off if you want to move it and transport it. So that'd probably be pretty cool. And then 16. I guess that gets us right to the end, and then I guess we would be into deco placement. Alright, so here's our colors. We've got our colors again right here on the bottom of this page. And we've got our nice little list here of glossary of terms, so we kind of know what we're looking at. Photo inch, fill, do not glue, and whatever stuff, right? And looks like here is our looking at our deco placement, which is tons of placards and decals on this, eh? Big time. Although it is a 35th scale, so be a fair size when it's done. But lots and lots of decals, so we'll be in for a couple days of decaling. This isn't going to be like a one-part build for sure for me. So if you're a follower of the channel, we'll definitely be working on this, and we'll probably have a couple little videos sporadically in between of maybe some unboxings or some smaller projects that we're kind of doing as we work on this, because this is going to be pretty intense for me. So here's our weapons, our pylon call outs. This is really nice, gives us all our what we're really looking to achieve. And now we have our different birds. So, wow, we got this one with the German on it. Look at that. That's nasty, isn't it? That is a nasty looking machine. Boy, oh boy, oh. So that's the one with the German cross, which always looks kind of really cool on an aircraft. And then we have the American Marines. And this one's really cool. It's got this sort of skull with the cards and the gun, 6 shooters. Hey, no messing around with these dudes. This thing shows up. Holy cannoli. You're in big doo-doo. You got this thing flying overhead, boy, oh boy, oh. And then we have this one here. Beautiful. This one's got like the knight kind of dude, black knight sort of dude, standing there with his stuff. And that looks really cool too. Lots of nice decals with this kit for sure. We have this one, the Marines. This one's kind of nice with the sort of blended green, sort of low vis. It's not as, maybe as, graphic as still with the black, tail fin and the big, a lot of the black markings, but it does look kind of cool. And here we go with our photo etch, I guess, pieces that go on the exterior here. So our PE guide. So it looks like we've got lots of vent covers and stuff that are going to go on. Looks like at different spots. We got these. Looks like we have quite a few. We'll get a look at those when we start going through the sprues and the stuff that we got. And I guess finally we are here. Oh wait, we almost skipped. We missed this one. Oh boy, look at this. This is in the white. Wow. No shark's mouth on it, though. Or no. Oh, look at me. I'm an idiot. It's in white. It's the decal. What a knobwit. That's why I'm not even going to edit that out. I'm not going to edit that out so you know what kind of a dimwit I am sometimes. If not most of the time. That's funny. I was like, ooh, look at the white one. That's cool. So there's our masks, you know, for our die cut mask set. And there's our sprues to give us count for what parts should be on what sprue. And where to find it on the sprue, which is handy. I really appreciate these sometimes because sometimes you get chasing around and you're like, okay, wait a minute, where is this freaking thing? And sometimes it's easier to find it on the sheet of paper than it is on the sprue. I don't know why, but it is. So here's our decal sheet, and yeah, these are really looking crisp, really looking nice. These are cartograph, so yeah, I guess probably the best decals in the business from you know, much more experienced modelers than me seem to feel most confident when they see the cartograph logo on the decal. So that's encouraging and makes us feel pretty good. And there, that'll be our die cut mask set. And there's those little photo etch vents that we're gonna have to install. So that's cool. Definitely right on. We're not gonna be in a rush with this kit. We're gonna be definitely taking our time. And let's see, here's a look at the clear sprue. I guess, do I want to cut this open? I guess I can. We are building this kit, so let me just get one of my little bats here so that I can cut this without wrecking anything too much. We'll just get this sliced open and we'll take a look and see. So very clear. You can read the numbers right through there. Very clear. No scratches or anything that I can see at all on any of these. So these are all really good. We got nice clear parts. We got our little lenses. There's our sights for the front of the sight pod, the gun sights, I guess. And there's that center glass panel. All right, so definitely thankful. Nice that we have a die cut mask set, and that's another first for me. We've never had a kit with a die cut mask set up until now, so that's another new for us. So this is cool. This is the great thing about modeling, is that once you start, it never ends. It's always something new. Okay, let's get in to where should we start? I guess we'll just start with the bag I grabbed first, and that's the one with the single sprue with our intakes and exhausts and whatnot and fans and stuff. So here, let me get this bag cut open. Let's back out so we can see what the heck we're doing here. Alright, let's get this baby sprue B, which is our first sprue. Get a look at. So, if anyone has built this kit, please leave me your thoughts in the comments, what you thought about it, how it went together. It seemed to be a really good experience for Andy there. Now, granted, he's a pretty experienced model builder, but all right, now we can zoom in here and we'll take a look at the parts. So, go. Okay. Slide this off to the side. So here we have sprue B. We have our tail section. So we have both raised. There's really nice fine raised rivets here all on this underbelly. Up around the side here. So there's all kinds of raised rivets here. Look at this piece, it's all one piece, so that's nice, eh? All, like, I guess that's slide molding, I suppose that's what that would be. Yes, so we've got recessed detail. Excuse me, we have recessed detail, we have raised detail here with the rivets. Again here, underside. There's our exhausts. Beautiful. Yeah, we have to take our care when we're putting this together because lot of these really fine details. You don't want to obliterate them, so definitely want to take our time when assembling a kit like this. Here's our fans, our tail section. Yeah, very nice, beautiful. Look at all this little small detail going all the way up there. These little teeth, ribs, kind of, sort of. I don't know if it's picking it up there. Can you see that? But yeah, wow, really cool. Amazing. Nice. Okay. Sprue B. Okay, bag number 2. This has our main body sections. The parts. Just spin around here. Get into bag 2. I think it's really cool that companies have started, because I wondered that when I first started building models, I wondered why it didn't seem that you could get aircraft or, you know, fighter jets or, you know, World War II aircraft or helicopters and stuff only in 48 and 72, and that you have this wide range of figures, like the widest range I think of figures by all the manufacturers, and all these really cool armor kits all in 1/35 scale. And I thought, well, that's weird. Like, why wouldn't they make planes and aircraft in 1/35 scale to accompany, you know, those kits? And it never really made sense to me. And I think it's really smart now that companies are starting to come out with 1/35 scale aircraft, because, I mean, it makes sense. At least I always thought it did. Okay, let's get in here. All right. Yeah, there's a look at our one half of our body, and you can see there's ample detail here. All kinds to work with. You know, you could just keep going for sure. Got these little rivets here on the underside that are raised and recessed. Beautiful panel details down here. This is a very nicely detailed kit for sure. I mean, now I know I'm relatively inexperienced when it comes to kits. I mean, I've never had a you know, what were those wingnut wings or any of those really exotic types of kits. So I mean, I'm generally unfamiliar with your high-end kits, but this kit in its price point is sure looking awful nice. We've got some smaller details here. I don't know what they are, but we'll find out as we assemble it. You can see they're really nicely molded. Beautiful. Doesn't look like there's going to be too much extra cleanup with this kit, it looks like. We'll want to be careful with our double nippers. Take a wide cut and then come in close with our new nippers. Alright, there's a look at that. Very nice. Let's get this next sprue in here. Now this is a lot of small parts. So here we have, oh, look at this. This is nice, small, really nice rivet detail again. Here's the tub for our cockpit. Now, I suppose, let's take a look again. Was there are there decals for the cockpit? Do you see any there? I'm not really seeing any instrument decals. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look online for an expansion kit for the cockpit for this to see if I can get some 3D decals or something to really pop this baby up. Let's get into some new stuff. But let's carry on with sprues C. Oh, C. We've got parts for our tail rotor assembly here. Looks like these parts, small attachments, these small little parts here. Very nice. This part here for the rotor. Yeah, everything's really clean. There's some small details for the gun sight pod. Yeah. Very nice. Sprue C. Sweet. All right, let's get into this third and final big bag of parts here. So it's not a huge, like a huge astronomical part count for this complicated, you know, it's a complicated aircraft for sure. And it's a large scale kit, but you know, I mean, really, we're not overwhelmed with sprues. And then of course, we're gonna have a lot of duplicate parts when we get, like we can see that these two sprues are identical. So we've got our seats and stuff and our blades. So yeah, not bad at all. I'm really encouraged by the quality, and looks like, you know, fairly not overwhelming, let's just say. We're not going to say simple construction, but not overwhelming. It looks like we're in for a fun, enjoyable build, not something that's really going to make us crazy. We hope. So let's come in for Sprue D. And this is our, we get two of these identical sprues, and this will make up, I guess, our weapons and our rotor blades. Look at the size of them, eh? Like compared to a person in 1/35th scale. Enormous. But I guess, yeah, for the lift and the control, these pieces look really nice. This is a really nice kit. It is really well made, looks like. I mean, you know a lot better once you start fitting it together, but it sure looks like it goes together good. That's a nice deep panel line there in some of these small parts, right? Like you got no problem that's going to take a wash. That's a nice thing, like these panel lines are nice and deep. And this detail here, like really? Like that's awesome. A little missile pod with all the little missile heads. Oh, wow. Yeah, so we're in for a ride on this one, that's for sure. Now, to accompany this kit, I had some resin pilots that I think will go. We'll see. They're supposed to be 1/35th scale. Now I don't know how that's going to interfere with some of the interior components, maybe. But these are nicely molded pilots, and they've got the seat belt molded in. So I guess we wouldn't need to get seat belts if we use these guys, because they're wearing them. So that's cool. There's a lot of detail with the seat belts. You can see come really out nicely with the wash. And there's the two pilots. So I think they look pretty cool. They're, you know, different kind of, you know, they're not exactly the same. Well, they're close. Maybe they are the same. Yeah, I guess, yeah, they're the same. Yeah, I guess they're the same. Turn one guy's head that way and one guy's head that way. But, I guess, well, we've got this. I suppose we can get an idea of, is he gonna fit in there, sorta, kinda? It looks like he might be about the right size. Oh, hold on now. Don't get excited. Okay, yeah, he looks like he's gonna fit in there rather well. Let's get him set up there like that, I guess, once he's sitting. Make it look like the seat belt's attached to the seat. So, yes, awesome. Okay, well, hopefully we're able to use these. Yes. Cool. It's nice having figures, you know, when you can find them, and just sort of, you know, have them on hand for builds that you're wanting to put figures with. Look at, he's got the good hands. Here, let me just come in and show you the hand. Oops, excuse me, show you the hand here. Quick. Yoink. Isn't that awesome? That's great detail. That's awesome. That'd just bring a kit to life, I think. Something about getting the scale when you put a figure in relation to what it is. It's just something about, I think, sets it off nice. Here's another one. Needs to see the pinch in the fingers. Sweet. A little bit. So that is, with that final sprue, a look at the complete kit. So we have our, you know, a little bit of multimedia. We have some photo etch. We got a mask set included. And that makes for a really nice package, I think. And that's what you get with the Academy 1/35th scale USMC AH-1Z Viper Shark Mouth kit from Academy. And it looks like a very, very, very nicely made kit. Looks like tons of detail, lots of decals. I think you have 4 different birds to build. And a really, really, really nice kit. It comes in at a pretty fair price. Not bad. I got this for well under $100 Canadian. So I think it's good value. I think this retails for around $40. It's on sale right now. I think it's about $40 in the US. It puts it about 60. I think it was $61 here in Canada. And I don't know. I think that's great value for a kit like this. Now, if you'd like to join us for the build series, please do. And until then, I'm the model student, and we'll see you next time.